Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be ranking the Kamen Rider logos in honor of April Fool's Day. I did Super Sentai logos last year, so Kamen Rider this year. I'll be including every single season from Showa to the present, but I won't be including any of the reboots like Black Sun or Shin Kamen Rider, but I will be including the 3 movies that came out between Black RX and Guga. So without further ado, this is my ranking of the Kamen Rider logos. Coming in at last place at number 39 is Kamen Rider V3, and it's just a disgusting looking logo. Not only do I think the Showa era logos look pretty dated by today's standards, just the color scheme on this, the yellow with the red, looks absolutely disgusting. At number 38 is Kamen Rider X, and I don't think this logo is bad. It definitely looks better than V3, but it's just kind of boring, and I don't really like the font that's used. There's something about it that's off-putting to me. Number 37 is Kamen Rider Stronger. I like the font that's used, it looks really bold, and I like that Stronger's horns are on this, but it's just kind of boring because it's all red. Number 36 is Kamen Rider Zekross. There's something charming about the font that's used. I think it's the same that's used in the Dragon Ball logo, but to me just the color scheme doesn't really work. The orange with the yellow and then the red katakana, it doesn't go that well together. Number 35 is Kamen Rider J. I think the font for the Kamen Rider part looks pretty good. I don't like that it's yellow. And the giant J is pretty cool, but I don't think there needs to be 2. Number 34 is the original Kamen Rider. It's obviously a little boring because it's just Kamen Rider, but it's obviously an iconic part of the series now. And I think it stands the test of time for the most part, but it's still just kind of boring. Number 33 is Sky Rider, and I think this is just an improved version of the original Kamen Rider logo. Kind of does more of its own thing with the lines, and it just is a lot more bolder and is just presented in a much more interesting way. Number 32 is Kamen Rider Shin. I think this is the best version of the original Kamen Rider logo. The type of red that's used, I think it contrasts well with the white Shin and then the black characters next to it. It looks pretty cool. Number 31 is Kamen Rider Zeto. Same thing with Kamen Rider Shin, it just has a really cool color. I think the red that's used is cool, and I think it contrasts well with the black lines in between the Z and the O. Number 30 is Kamen Rider Amazon. This is a really cool logo, it just has a lot of its own personality, especially with it feeling like it's either like a splatter of blood or paint or something. I just wish that the Kamen Rider part wasn't orange. I don't think it goes that well with the red. Number 29 is Kamen Rider Super 1, and again, I just really like the black with the red. I just really wish that the one katakana wasn't orange. That's just really garish. But other than that, it's a pretty cool looking logo. Number 20 is Kamen Rider Revice, and I'll give it credit. I think the color scheme is really unique, and it has the 50 incorporated it, and I think the Revice symbol is pretty cool. I'm still just not a huge fan of the color scheme, the magenta into the light blue, but other than that, it's a pretty unique logo. Number 27 is Kamen Rider Blade. I think this logo still looks cool. It's just not very unique. I feel like this could be a logo for any season, and it doesn't really represent Blade's motif at all, besides the spade next to the Masked Rider. So even though it looks pretty cool, it just is kind of boring and generic. Number 26 is Kamen Rider Decade. This is just kind of a baffling logo. It looks fine, and I think Decade's symbol is pretty cool, so it carries it a lot. But it's kind of weird why they didn't use any magenta, which is Decade's primary color. Why it's just gray and red. That has really nothing to do with Decade. Number 25 is Kamen Rider Xaid. This is another kind of generic logo. I think the pink and the silver go really well, but it's kind of boring because it's just the nameplate and then Xaid symbol. Number 24 is Kamen Rider Gav, and this is one that I haven't seen as much, so my opinion might change most over time. But I think it's an alright logo. I think it gets the eating theme across pretty well, but it's just kind of boring. I think the purple and blue outline looks kind of weird with the red and orange. Number 23 is Kamen Rider Hibiki, and this is probably the most unique logo as it's vertical, and the calligraphy for Hibiki is really cool looking. It looks beautiful, but just the nameplate of Kamen Rider Hibiki is the exact same font as the Blade logo, and that just looks really off. I kind of wish they used something different, something that more emulates Hibiki as a season instead of this generic font. Number 22 is Kamen Rider Forze, and I think it looks pretty cool. It's kind of funny looking with the switch, but it also has the space theme with it also being a rocket. It looks kind of weird, but I think it's kind of charming. Number 21 is Kamen Rider Ghost, and this is a pretty cool logo. I know the color scheme is Ghost color scheme, but this type of red to orange gradient in logos is used all the time in Sentai, and I'm kind of sick of it, but it fits here because it's Ghost colors. I really like the I and the Go, and then the Tsu and the To characters being fused together. It looks pretty cool. So this is just a pretty cool logo overall. Number 20 is Kamen Rider Black. Again, it uses the really cool shade of red that I like, but also the fact that the word black is there with no katakana. It just looks really bold and it's really cool looking. Number 19 is Kamen Rider Black RX. Same thing with black, it's really bold. It's the same logo but has a giant RX, and that makes it better in my opinion. Number 18 is Kamen Rider Phase. I just really like the simplicity of this logo and just the way that it looks. It looks like it's made of this metal material. It looks super cool. And the way that it casts a shadow, that's cool. I don't really like the katakana within the 3 5s. I think that looks kind of weird. But other than that, it's just a really cool logo. And I kind of want it on a t-shirt. Number 17 is Kamen Rider Geo. This is a really cool looking logo. Even though I think the red outline is kind of weird. It goes well with the logo. And just the silver looks awesome. And the way it reflects, that's pretty cool. Number 16 is Kamen Rider Gotchard, and this is probably the best thing in Kamen Rider Gotchard. This logo is really cool. I think the blue with the orange doesn't go that well, but just the way that it's a dynamic looking logo, kind of like the way GoGo 5's logo is. It's just a pretty cool logo in a terrible season. Number 15 is Kamen Rider Build, and kind of like X8's logo, it's kind of boring because it's just like a nameplate with the logo, but I think here it looks a lot better because I think the black and the red go really well contrasted with the silver symbol, and I think the build symbol is incorporated better into this logo than X8's was. Number 14 is Kamen Rider Double, and it's a pretty cool logo. I like how the gradient is not in each individual character and it just goes from left to right, and obviously the double symbol is really cool, especially the green side that has the cybery symbols that Philip uses when he's in the world's library. So it's just pretty cool logo overall. Number 13 is Kamen Rider 01, and this is a really huge and bold logo. It is really cool looking. I just don't really like the neon yellow, although it does admittedly go really well with the black and the red Kamen Rider 01 underneath it. It's pretty cool. Number 12 is Kamen Rider Saber. And it's just a really sleek and cool logo. I don't think it's as innovative as 01's logo, but I think it just looks better. The silver with the red goes really well and incorporates the sword and the book theme. So it's just a really cool logo. Number 11 is Kamen Rider Kiva, and this is an awesome looking logo. The giant Kiva symbol is obviously really cool, but the red with the gold outline is pretty cool, and the bat above the da is pretty cool too. Number 10 is Kamen Rider Kuga. And the nameplate itself is kind of boring. It's pretty generic font, but the giant Kuga symbol on the back is just so majestic. It looks awesome, and that really carries this logo hard. Number 9 is Kamen Rider Wizard. This is a really cool logo, but I feel like it could have been better if there was less gray. I think there's too much gray, but the red looks really good. I really like the font, and obviously the dragon is really cool. Number 8 is Kamen Rider Den-O, and this is a really cool logo. The shade of red that's used is really cool. I just think Den-O's characters look pretty cool. And I think it contrasts well with the black, and it's actually a silhouette of the Den liner, which is really cool. So it's just a pretty cool logo overall. Number 7 is Kamen Rider Ryuki, and obviously the dragon in this is the best part. It looks really cool, but I always feel like this logo looks a little bit off. I don't know what it is, but I really don't like the hiragana and the kanji for Ryuki. I think that looks kind of weird, but the dragon is really cool. Just the way it's like shadow, that's cool, and the red and the yellow look pretty cool. So overall, this is a really cool logo. Number 6 is Kamen Rider Agito. This is just a great looking logo. I don't even really know what it is. The orange looks pretty cool, and just the way that the characters have a shadow underneath them. The Agito symbol is pretty cool. So just a really cool looking logo. Number 5 is Kamen Rider Kabuto, and this is just a really sharp and clean logo. Obviously the Kabuto Mushi in the back is pretty cool. I just like the font. That's a pretty cool looking font, along with the red and the silver. It's just a really awesome looking logo. Number 4 is Kamen Rider Geats. This is such a unique looking logo. The nameplate itself isn't too memorable, but the giant Geats behind it with the A being like a kitsune ear, that's really cool and the best part of the logo. Number 3 is Kamen Rider Gaim, and this is an awesome looking logo. I just think it has a really unique color scheme with the yellow and the dark blue, but obviously the best part is the Gaim kanji having its own Gaim helmet. I think that's pretty cool. So it's just a great looking logo. Number 2 is Kamen Rider O's, and this is an incredible looking logo. Obviously the best part is the 3 O's outlined in gold and just how shiny they are, but also the nameplate itself with the red and the white. That's really cool, and the fact that it only says Kamen Rider instead of Kamen Rider O's in English, I think that really makes it much sleeker than it would have been otherwise. So this is just an awesome logo, one of the best. Number 1 is Kamen Rider Drive, and just the way this logo is stylized looks awesome. It obviously does like a dynamic thing like Go-Go 5 and Gotchard's logo does, but the red and the black go well together, as well as the white in the nameplate. This is just an incredible logo, the best Kamen Rider has, and I don't think it'll ever be beaten anytime soon. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously I don't think anyone cares about the logos except for me, but they're pretty well done graphic design overall anyways. As for next video, I'm not gonna finish rewatching Kamen Rider in time to make my tier list on those, so my next video will probably be either tier ranking the Sentai villain factions or just the main villains. I haven't decided. But thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed. Feedback is always appreciated. Have a great day.